Here is your General Hospital spoiler sneak peek video for the week of June 23, 2025. It's time for Tracy to get in front of the TV cameras and tell Port Charles and the nation that she slipped ketamine into Congressman Drew Kane's drink and set him up with a hooker so he'd do body shots off her belly at the Savoy. Tracy knows darn well she didn't do it, but has agreed to go along with Michael and Curtis's plan to make Drew complacent. However, when she stands behind the podium, Brooke, Lynn, and Chase brace themselves for what is about to come out of her mouth. Tracy looks ready to surprise everyone, especially Drew, Kai, and Marty. Does he really expect Tracy Quartermaine to bend to his will? Willow has a big announcement to make this week. After Nina fails to talk Willow out of marrying Drew, she decides to tell Michael her plans. Michael knows that Drew emotionally manipulated Wiley, which was a bridge too far for any parent. To that end, Michael warns Willow that if she marries Drew, she will never see Wiley and Amelia again. Does that give Willow any food for thought? Is she even capable of independent thought at this point? After his conversation with Sidwell, Sonny is more alarmed than ever. Sidwell may be more of a threat than he originally believed, so Sonny warns Jason that violence is coming to Port Charles. Will this derail Jason and Sonny's plans to get out of the mob and live calmer and more peaceful lives? They have been talking about this all year, but have not made a move yet. Do they have to get rid of Sidwell for good to do it? Meanwhile, Sonny may have assessed things correctly as Sidwell goes through photographs of Sonny's family, including Gio and Christina. He has already paid off the judge to give Michael sole custody of his kids. Was that all part of his nefarious plans? Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Since arriving on General Hospital 3 years ago, Cody Bell has been involved in several chaotic and dangerous schemes. He has helped Damian Spinelli with his Society Setups dating software, played poker while on the payroll of Selena Wu, and also matched wits with Gladys Corbin over the Ice Princess necklace. He has sometimes used deception for good, taking many risks to rescue Sasha Corbin from a mental asylum. Lately, his main secret-keeping was helping Lulu Spencer figure out what happened to Brooke Lynn's child that she gave up for adoption. Cody revealed that he knew BLQ was pregnant as a teenager, but thought the whole time that she had terminated the pregnancy. Cody hasn't had a romance on General Hospital since breaking things off with Sasha because they turned out to be cousins. Right when he might have been ready to focus on love again, the Quartermaine stablehand has found himself caught up in another secretive scheme. After having money waved at him by Christina Corinthos Davis, Cody has agreed to woo Ava Jerome and try to get her to break up with Rick Lansing. So far, he has succeeded in making friends with the art gallery owner, most recently chatting with her at the Metro Court Pool about gambling and her deceased daughter Kiki. They had an audience in Molly Lansing Davis, who was watching this with confusion, intrigue, and possibly a hint of jealousy. When she and Cody made eye contact later, she just smiled and shrugged at him. Not long ago, Cody and Molly attended the General Hospital Nurses' Ball together, sitting in the ballroom during the show. At the red carpet, Cody roped her into posing for pictures together and pretending to be a couple. Some of their pictures were lighthearted and humorous, showing their potential chemistry as a couple. Cody and Molly could be a fun couple in waiting, but one with contrasts, as the assistant district attorney's by-the-books law and order persona clashes with the cowboy's occasional life of crime. Both have been dealing with heartbreak for a while, as Molly hasn't decided if she's ready to move on from her former longtime relationship with TJ Ashford. Who knows if Cody will succeed in making Ava attracted to him, but the longer this scheme goes on, the more likely Molly is to pay attention to it. If she questions Cody about his actions, and if that leads to her finding out that Christina is paying him, the potential for more conflict between the sisters is ripe. The odds of Ava choosing Cody over Rick, the successful lawyer, don't seem great, and she may catch on to what he's doing, and the scheme will blow up in Cody's face. If that happens, Cody will still be single. After his breakup with Sasha, Cody may not be ready for romance again, but he has multiple potential women in his life. He has become friends with Lulu since she woke up from her 4-year coma, and he drove her home to Port Charles without knowing who she was. Cody dated Britt Westbourne for a little bit when he first came to town and joined the General Hospital canvas. He literally crashed into her when he parachuted into the Metro Court pool 3 years ago, and mourned her when she died in January 2023. Thibault is set to return to the General Hospital canvas in the near future. There is a lot of mystery as to whether she will be playing Britt back from the dead, or possibly another character. If she is Britt, there is a possibility that she and Cody find the spark again. If Britt is different in some way than she was before, then Cody could help her with that. Or maybe in the midst of trying to scam Ava, Cody will realize he already has a perfectly good and smart woman who might be falling for him, and he will be torn between bonding with Ava and his growing feelings for the ADA. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Willow Tate has been making one bad decision after another for years, but the things she has done over the last year have been over the top. Agreeing to marry Drew might be the last straw for Nina. Willow just lost her kids because of her relationship with Drew, and Nina knows for sure that marrying him will not help. Nina also knows that Willow would be marrying an absolutely horrible man, and she does not want that for her daughter. Nina does her best to gently reason with a zombie-like Willow as she begs her to think about this decision a little more before she rushes into things. If Michael knew that Willow was married to Drew, he would fight even harder to keep his kids with him for good. However, he now has another child to take care of, if Sasha would let him. Carly asks Michael if he is okay with Sasha's rules about Daisy, as he appears to have mixed feelings about it. Tracy is about to put on the act of her life when she gets in front of the cameras to issue Drew a public apology. It is all part of a plan to make Drew complacent and bring him down. But Tracy still doesn't want to do it. Brooklyn has to talk Granny Tracy into swallowing her pride. Tracy ends up making a public display. So does this go as Michael and Curtis want, or not? As for Drew, he thinks he's won a big battle. While Tracy prepares for her big move, Curtis enjoys some time at the Metro Court pool with Jordan as the two former spouses take a trip down memory lane. When Portia is later rattled, does she show up at the pool and see her husband having a close chat with his ex-wife in the same spot where he proposed marriage to her 3 years ago? General Hospital spoilers update for the week of June 23, 27 reveals that Nina Reeves will urge Willow Tate to slow down and avoid rushing into marriage with Drew Kane. But it's doubtful her daughter will listen. Since Willow's going to meet with Michael Corinthos at the Quartermain mansion soon, that could bring the news that her wedding to Drew is on the horizon. That announcement could leave Michael even more convinced keeping Willow away from the children is the right call. However, Nina will turn to a surprising ally for help later, so a new team effort is coming up. As for Drew, GH spoilers say he'll receive some inside info. Could Drew somehow get tipped off about Judge Eva Hearn getting bribed? If so, you can bet Drew will suspect Michael or one of his other wealthy loved ones played dirty. Drew may not have a clue that Jen Sidwell is responsible, but that shocker could come out later. Meanwhile, Kai Taylor's decision to accept the internship Drew offered will leave Trina Robinson more concerned than ever. Drew is making himself seem like a hero, but Trina sees the sinister side underneath. Next, Cody Bell will get more instructions from Christina Corinthos Davis and do his best to pull Ava Jerome closer as part of their plan. Will Cody catch real feelings along the way? Across town, Jason Morgan will have some eye-opening advice for Dante Falconeri. It sounds like Jason will have a father-to-father chat with Dante and give him a new point of view. Elsewhere, Brooklyn Quartermain will witness something that she disapproves of. There's a good chance Brooklyn will spot a bonding moment between Lulu Spencer and Gio, so she could become even more determined to take Lulu down. Since Marcy Rios is about to make a special delivery along with a discovery of some sort, that could tie in with Brooklyn's Britt Westbourne research request. Marco could have some big updates for Brooklyn before long. As for Carly Spencer, she'll have a discussion with Sonny Corinthos that leaves her unsettled. Carly may fret over the possibility of arrest now that acting DA Justine Turner is fighting harder to take him down. Everyone will gather for Daisy's christening by the end of the week, but Sonny's about to face a shocking curveball. Could Sonny get arrested or even face another hit on his life as the ceremony's wrapping up? General Hospital spoilers reveal that Daisy will be the center of attention as everyone gathers for her upcoming christening. It'll be a day filled with love and joy, but things could ultimately take a stunning turn at the gathering. On June 27th, Sonny Corinthos will face a shocker. There's a curveball ahead for Sonny that he definitely won't see coming. Since this is happening on the same air date as the christening ceremony, that could mean Daisy's big day will get derailed. Daisy's christening could end in disaster if Sonny's shocker happens while he's celebrating his new grandchild. Some reasonable options immediately come to mind here. It's possible that Sonny will get arrested since acting DA Justine Turner is still working on locking him up. We could certainly imagine Sonny getting hauled off in handcuffs at this event. If there's enough evidence to drag Sonny away by then, you can bet Turner will make sure it happens ASAP, even if it means ruining a baby's christening. We know Anna Devane will end up getting grilled on June 27th as well, so characters like Carly Spencer and Jason Morgan might demand answers once Sonny's in lockup. Of course, there are other catastrophic possibilities when it comes to Sonny's looming shocker. After all, the person behind the penthouse explosion and the hit in LA is still out there wanting Sonny's grim fate. Sonny is alive despite these attempts to take him out, but someone may decide the third time's the charm. It's possible there'll be another attempt on Sonny's life on Daisy's christening day, so that's an option to consider. One way or another, some stunning news is going to shake up Sonny's storyline. Sonny should wind up rattled by whatever GH writers have in store for him next, so stay tuned for updates on all the chaos. General Hospital spoilers update for Monday, June 23rd reveals that Martin Gray will deliver good news to Drew Kane, who'll have an extra reason to celebrate since Tracy Quartermain agreed to strike a deal. Drew will be tickled pink over this development and will still be riding high off Willow Tate accepting his proposal too. However, Nina Reeves won't agree a quickie Drew wedding is Willow's best move. We'll see Nina do everything in her power to convince Willow to hold off on becoming Mrs. Kane. As for Tracy, GH spoilers say she'll give Brooklyn Quartermain updates on her decision to accept Drew's terms. Tracy won't be sure she actually wants to go through with the press conference, but Brooklyn will push her to suck it up and end this frame-up nightmare. It looks like the press conference will indeed move forward, since Tracy will go public with a statement on Monday's episode. Drew may think he's getting everything he wants, but he doesn't realize Tracy and Curtis Ashford are still plotting his eventual takedown. Speaking of Curtis, he'll think back on some memories with Jordan Ashford during a poolside conversation. Portia Robinson may witness the closeness between these exes since something will shake her up on Monday's show. Over with Trina Robinson, she'll be blindsided when Kai Taylor admits he changed his mind. Drew convinced Kai to accept the paid internship after all, so Trina will feel like Kai got manipulated. Of course, Kai will defend Drew, who assured him that he didn't have to spend all that much time in DC. Trina won't want to tell Kai what to do, but it'll be hard for her to hide her disapproval. Next, Carly Spencer will push Michael Corinthos to get honest with himself and decide whether he's willing to keep Willow out of the kids' lives permanently. Michael wants to eventually be able to trust Willow around Amelia Corinthos and Wiley Corinthos, but that can't happen with Drew in the picture. Carly may wonder what Michael will do if Willow stays with Drew forever. Drew's hold on Willow is awfully strong, so Michael will have a lot to think about. ABC's General Hospital is diving headfirst into one of its most explosive storylines yet, as the unexpected arrival of Britt Westbourne's long-lost child sends shockwaves through Port Charles. What begins as a revelation about a hidden twin, Rocco's twin no less, quickly spirals into a sprawling, multi-generational war filled with betrayal, emotional upheaval, and a total re-examination of the town's most sacred family legacies. For years, Rocco was believed to be the only child of Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer, the result of a complicated surrogacy involving Britt. But a new evidence uncovered by Brooklyn, who has been digging through Britt's mysterious medical past, suggests that Britt may have given birth to twins. One of them, long hidden and raised under a false identity, has now re-emerged. This isn't just a story about a reunion, it's a reckoning. The consequences of lies, medical manipulation, and possible involvement by figures like Liesl Obrecht or even Helena Cassadine have thrown every assumption into doubt. Did Britt hide her second child to protect him? Was she manipulated into separating the twins to satisfy a dark family agenda? And if this boy was raised away from Port Charles, who brought him back, and why now? The emotional stakes are staggering. Rocco must now grapple with the shattering truth that his very identity might be a lie. Dante is forced to confront the possibility that Rocco may not even be biologically his, and Lulu, still in a coma, becomes a ghostly centerpiece in a legal and emotional storm. The story ripples outward. Brooke Lynn's discovery may have unintentionally sabotaged her own son Gio's place in the Falconeri legacy. Marco, Emma, and other teens around town begin connecting threads, questioning not only their bloodlines, but their roles in the history of Port Charles. As rumors swirl, the town is rocked by whispers that Britt may have had even more biological children. Scattered, hidden, possibly manipulated. These aren't just children searching for their origins. Some may carry trauma, resentment, even revenge. One particularly haunting theory suggests that one of Britt's children may be Jason's son, conceived and hidden during the final days of her illness. Jason, already emotionally fractured, begins to unravel. Could the boy be his? Did Britt's final glance before her death carry more than sorrow? Did it carry secrets? And if this is his son, will the child even want him? Or worse, will he hate him? Meanwhile, the pressure mounts. Brooke Lynn's mission to unearth truths has spiraled into a wildfire she can't contain. General Hospital's integrity is in question. Were births covered up? Diagnoses faked? Files altered? If so, the fallout could destroy the very institution that once defined Port Charles. The ripple effects crash hardest into the next generation. Rocco and Emma, both dealing with fractured family legacies, begin to draw closer. What once was a friendship rooted in grief has evolved into an alliance forged in truth-seeking defiance. They realize they're pawns in games their parents set in motion, used, lied to, reshaped by the legacies they didn't choose. Emma, once the bright, idealistic daughter of Patrick and Robin, is becoming strategic, cold, calculating. Rocco is beginning to question everything: his father's integrity, his own bloodline, and the possibility that his entire life was built on falsehoods. Together, they are no longer just reacting. They are planning, moving, preparing for a war that no adult has seen coming. And that war grows hotter when another twist lands. Britt's child isn't alone. A daughter, perhaps already living in Port Charles, may be watching, waiting to make her move. This isn't a reunion. It's an uprising. A bloodline war stretching from the Scorpio Drakes to the Falconeris to the Westbournes, and even the Corinthos Empire itself. As Jocelyn and Emma spiral into open hostility over identity, loyalty, and Jason's divided affections, Jason finds himself torn between the two girls, one raised in Carly's world, the other carrying the emotional scars of Robin's. Britt's legacy, whether by design or manipulation, is unraveling the carefully controlled web of Port Charles. Her return, or the return of her children, is not a resurrection. It's a storm. And it's only just beginning. General Hospital just released its preview video for the week of June 23-27, and viewers need to brace themselves for some major moments ahead. The preview opens up with Jen Sidwell shuffling through some photos. The first one shown is of Giovanni Gio Palmieri, and the second one is Christina Corinthos Davis, although Jen's does have a stack of pictures in his hands, so he's likely got shots of everyone close to Sonny Corinthos. With that said, the voiceover while Sidwell is looking through pics is Sonny himself, telling someone unknown that violence is headed to Port Charles and we gotta stop it. As the scenes shift, the next clip of the GH preview promo is of Drew Kane, who is standing in front of a podium. This is the press conference that was talked about during the week of June 16-20, and it looks like Tracy Quartermaine is about to give Drew back the Quartermaine name and apologize. Or is she? Drew announces to the press that his Aunt Tracy has something to say. As she approaches the podium, she pauses, and a voiceover of Tracy can be heard revealing, "I have to tell you the truth." The camera pans to shocked looks on the faces of those at the press conference, including Martin Gray, Kai Taylor, And then Brooklyn Quartermain Chase as she states, "Oh no," with her hubby, Harrison Chase, looking mighty uncomfortable, next to her. Will Tracy drop the bomb about Drew's affair with Nina Reeves this week? Will she reveal that Drew is blackmailing her? It looks like it. Meanwhile, the final clip in the GH preview is between Willow Tate and Michael Corinthos. They seem to be at the Quartermain Gatehouse, the family's old home, and it sounds like Willow will tell Michael about her wedding plans to Drew. The scene shows Willow and Michael face to face as Michael sternly tells his ex-wife, "If you marry Drew, I will make sure you will never see our kids again." General Hospital spoilers imply that Willow may not make it down the aisle with Drew if his affair comes out with Nina. As the drama heats up in Port Charles, this week's General Hospital predictions promise intense emotional confrontations, unexpected alliances, and potential danger at a family celebration. From Drew's shocking discovery to Willow's complicated engagement and an unsettling christening event, the week ahead is packed with pivotal moments fans won't want to miss. Drew faces betrayal as Kai reveals the truth. The week begins with a tense moment between Kai and Drew. Kai, feeling conflicted after overhearing troubling plans, decides to come clean. He informs Drew about Curtis and Portia's alleged scheme to bring in a woman to falsely accuse Drew in an attempt to destroy his career. Despite Drew's previous kindness, offering Kai a paid internship and supporting him without hesitation, he now finds himself the target of manipulation. This revelation leaves Drew horrified, but being forewarned could give him the upper hand. Whether Kai's loyalty to Drew will spark further conflict remains to be seen. Dante and Brooklyn struggle to reconnect with Gio. Meanwhile, Dante and Brooklyn face a deeply emotional challenge, reaching out to their son, Gio. Both parents want to explain their past actions, hoping to mend the broken relationship. Brooklyn never knew she had a child until recently, and Dante only just discovered his paternity. Despite their intentions, Gio feels rejected and hurt. Tracy urges Brooklyn to have faith, and a heart-to-heart between Dante and Jason may help shift perspectives. With guilt and regret weighing heavily on them, Dante and Brooklyn may finally realize they must work together to rebuild trust with their son. Danger looms at Daisy's christening. Friday's christening for little Daisy could take a dark turn. Sunny is blindsided by a sudden shock, possibly tied to recent threats from Sidwell, who has already manipulated a custody case and may be linked to earlier attacks. Rumors swirl that an explosive event or child abduction could occur, using the christening as the perfect moment to strike while everyone is gathered. Though nothing is confirmed, the possibility of a calculated attack casts a shadow over what should be a joyful occasion. Whether Sidwell or another villain is behind it, danger seems imminent. Willow's engagement sparks backlash. Willow's engagement to Drew stirs strong reactions from those closest to her. Although she initially rejected his proposal, Drew allegedly pressured her into accepting by using the custody case as leverage. Willow prepares to break the news to Michael, knowing it won't be well received. Michael, and likely Carly, may respond with threats, warning her of the consequences if she proceeds. Despite this, Willow appears determined to move forward. The situation underscores Drew's persistence and leaves Willow caught in the middle of a tense family divide. Nina aligns with Curtis and Michael to take down Drew. In a surprising move, Nina may find herself aligning with Curtis and Michael against Drew. Both Nina and Michael are shocked by Drew and Willow's engagement and are motivated to act. Although Nina and Michael have had a rocky past, mutual concern for Willow could bring them together. Nina may offer vital information, specifically the whereabouts of Justinda in Australia, which could assist Curtis in his mission to bring Drew down. If Nina's involvement remains secret, this unlikely trio could become a powerful force working behind the scenes to remove Drew from Willow's life. This week's developments in General Hospital paint a picture of emotional turmoil and growing tension across Port Charles. From family estrangements and dangerous schemes to secret alliances, each storyline adds a layer of suspense. As loyalties shift and truths come to light, viewers can expect dramatic fallout that could reshape relationships and alter the future for several key characters. Stay tuned as these predictions unfold. because in Port Charles, anything can happen. Lulu just blew up several lives by revealing Gio's true parentage on General Hospital. But keen viewers just spotted a clue that might get revenge on Lulu in the worst way imaginable. Once the literal dust from Gio's smashed violin settled, Brooklyn took her rage out on the person responsible for it all, Lulu. She begged her childhood nemesis not to go digging into her teen pregnancy and adoption, but Lulu didn't listen, asserting that Dante had the right to know he had a son. Once Lulu figured out that son was Gio, there was no hope in things staying a summer camp secret. Now, Brooklyn is out for blood from anyone who kept Gio a secret. She tore into her grandmother Gloria kicked her mom Lois out of the mansion, and slapping Lulu across the face wasn't quite enough payback. Brooklyn hired Port Charles' newest attorney, Marco, to dig up dirt on someone, but that someone wasn't Lulu. "What do you want with a dead woman?" Marco asked Brooklyn as she peered at a photo of the late Dr. Britt Westbourne, and now her revenge plot makes sense. Longtime GH viewers may remember that it was Britt who gave birth to Rocco back in 2014. Despite claiming to have gotten pregnant by Nicholas, Britt actually stole one of Lulu and Dante's embryos from the hospital, and the result was Rocco, who Britt originally named Ben. The entire ordeal devastated the Falconeris, but between Thibault's upcoming GH return and Brooklyn's determination for revenge, things may turn out worse than anyone could imagine. If Brooklyn uncovers that Britt is not only alive, but Rocco's actual mother, she would be taking away a son from Lulu the way she believes Lulu took a son away from her. The next 2 weeks in General Hospital promise high drama, emotional confrontations, and surprising twists as key characters in Port Charles face life-changing decisions. From tangled love affairs and political moves to dangerous secrets and family conflicts, fans are in for a gripping ride. Kicking off the week of June 23rd, Willow delivers a bombshell to Michael. She's getting engaged to Drew. Though Michael is clearly unhappy, Willow insists it's the best move to fight her custody battle, based on legal advice from Martin Gray. Many suspect ulterior motives behind Martin's push, hinting at questionable influences on the court verdict. Na is shocked and tries to talk Willow out of the decision, urging patience. Meanwhile, Willow's past with cult conditioning is raised, suggesting she may be vulnerable to manipulation. Drew, on the other hand, celebrates the engagement as a major personal victory, second only to potential political gains. Elsewhere, Carly confronts Michael about possibly cutting Willow off from the children, Y and Amelia. Carly pleads with him to reconsider, especially in light of the engagement. At the same time, Curtis and Jordan revisit an emotional moment from their shared history, which deeply unsettles Portia, especially after Curtis rejected her recent attempt at rekindling their relationship. Jordan's increasing closeness with Curtis threatens to shake Portia's already fragile confidence. Trina is also facing her own heartbreak. Her boyfriend Kai has accepted an internship with Drew, a move that not only upsets her but also places him under the influence of someone her family mistrusts. While Trina won't stop him outright, the rift between them is palpable. At a press conference organized by Martin and Drew, Tracy is expected to make a big announcement. However, true to form, Tracy may go rogue and create a public spectacle. Drew believes this political maneuver could be his next big win, but he may be underestimating the forces gathering against him. On Tuesday, Trina seeks comfort from Curtis, while Portia unleashes her fury, possibly on Jordan or even Drew. Carly continues to urge Michael to reflect on his decisions. Meanwhile, Na looks for help from an unexpected ally, perhaps even Michael himself. Midweek, Christina pressures Cody to continue with a seduction plot involving Ava, despite dire warnings from Liz. Christina's reckless behavior may force Alexis to intervene after learning about the brake line sabotage that endangered lives. Natalia faces serious legal trouble with a third DUI, possibly prompting Marco to act and deliver critical documents to DA Turner. Alexis, worried about fallout, seeks out Liz at the hospital to ensure her silence, especially for Sam's sake. Brooklyn Quartermain and Dante have a heart-to-heart about Gio, their shared son. They discuss ways to reconnect with him, possibly by working together. Meanwhile, Martin receives troubling news. possibly related to the car incident or legal fallout. By Thursday, Lulu offers Lucas some advice, though her impulsive nature makes her a questionable source of wisdom. Jason steps in to help Dante reflect, especially regarding his role as a father and the implications of the Gio situation. Brooklyn stumbles upon something that upsets her, perhaps Lulu bonding with Gio. On Friday, Brooklyn and Chase make a major discovery tied to Britt and Rocco, possibly paving the way for Britt's rumored July return. The day also marks Daisy's christening, gathering all the families in one place, a risky move as threats loom over Sunny. Anna faces intense scrutiny, and Sunny is blindsided by an unexpected revelation. In the following week, Brooklyn digs deeper into Rocco's past, inching closer to a long-awaited revenge against Lulu. Events at Daisy's christening may carry significant consequences, especially if Sunny becomes a target. Dante attempts to reconnect with Gio, while Marco confronts his father, June Sidwell, about long-buried truths. Meanwhile, nearly everyone in Port Charles seems to have an axe to grind with Drew, including Tracy, Jason, Carly, Michael, and others. A coordinated takedown appears to be brewing. Na might play a key role in helping Michael and Curtis track down Justinda, while Willow and Drew rush to plan their wedding. Na scrambles to find a way to stop it before it's too late. As July approaches, General Hospital gears up for a storm of revelations, shifting alliances, and emotional reckonings. Long-standing grudges threaten to erupt, and characters once thought loyal may prove otherwise. Fans should stay tuned, especially with the possibility of Britt's return, new romantic entanglements, and political intrigue heating up. Bello announced on Instagram Thursday that he has been accepted into a master's degree program at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. He will work towards a degree in entertainment leadership and management in LMU's College of Business Administration and School of Film and Television, beginning with the fall semester on August 25th. Several General Hospital co-stars congratulated him, including Bradford Anderson, John Lindstrom, Chish, and Mark Anthony Samuel. What this means for the future of TJ on the show is uncertain. Taj Bello, who has been on General Hospital since 2018, was taken off contract and dropped to recurring status in February 2025, but he hasn't appeared on the show since Christmas 2024. Bello went to South Africa in March to star in a play, but has been mostly silent on social media since then. In an Instagram post on February 18th, he was vague about whether he would ever return to General Hospital as TJ, saying, "I know a lot of my fans are wondering what's next for TJ, but before I speak to that, I wanted to celebrate all that we've accomplished together." Off-screen, TJ is still a doctor working at General Hospital. Curtis confirmed that by mentioning him in dialogue recently, when he couldn't come to the house to reunite with Marshall. That was a rare mention of Dr. Ashford on the show, which has confused fans who missed the popular member of one of the show's core families. Bello has not made it clear whether his dropping to recurring status was his choice or the General Hospital showrunners, but it's clear that TJ has been missed in the story these last few months. TJ and Molly have been together since their preteen years, when Molly was writing books and TJ was standing by her side, but the fallout from Christina's accident led to the breakup of the longtime partners. They have lost 2 children who never had a real chance at life. Before Christina's fall and the death of Irene, their first surrogate suffered a miscarriage. We have seen Molly continue to mourn the loss of the baby Christina carried, but not TJ. When Jordan resigned as deputy mayor and began working for Gen Z Sidwell, her son would not have accepted that without an explanation. TJ would worry if she were safe working for the mysterious mineral mogul. At some point, he would have suspected her of working undercover as he's seen her do in the past, and she would have to explain that. And certainly, TJ would be looking side-eyed at Sidwell every time they were in the same room, the same way TJ acted towards Cyrus Renaud. When Molly's father, Rick Lansing, was seriously injured in a car accident, she was constantly by his side and wandering the halls of General Hospital, praying for him to wake up and recover. It was a perfect recipe for TJ to talk to her and try to comfort her. There might have been awkward conversations, but it would have been good emotional drama as they try to remain friends. TJ would have been involved in Rick's care as much as he could, maybe even in charge of it. Instead, we never got even a mention of him. And speaking of Christina and the accident, Lucky covering up for Christina after she admitted she cut the brakes in Rick's car didn't make sense to many fans. It was hard to understand since the woman he loves nearly died in the accident and suffered a broken leg. Ultimately, Elizabeth forgave Lucky and later told Christina that she would cover up for her too. In a tense confrontation this week. But imagine if TJ had discovered that Christina had cut the brake line. It easily could have happened. He could have been in Rick's room when he first remembered the brakes failing, or overheard him and Ava talking about it. TJ also could have seen or heard Christina do something to make him suspicious. TJ was still angry at Christina for confronting Ava in her hotel suite, leading to her fall into the Metro Court pool. So if he figured out Christina caused Rick's car to crash, their confrontations would have been more fiery and fraught with drama than anything we saw between Christina and Lucky. General Hospital spoilers reveal that we've got a July sweeps preview for you, so let's discuss all the highs and lows ahead in Port Charles. Some stunning storylines will take center stage as fans see some big reveals and a long-awaited return. For starters, chaos could erupt as Willow Tate and Drew Kane rush to the altar. Since it looks like Willow will stand her ground and move ahead with quickie wedding plans, catastrophe could strike. Could Tracy Quartermain blab about Drew's hookups with Nina Reeves and derail the ceremony? Could Nina herself spill the beans to stop the nuptials and save Willow from becoming Drew's wife? Whatever the case, Willow's mental state will no doubt be a huge factor in her scenes this July. The show's offering up some big hints that Willow is blacking out and unknowingly stalking Sasha Gilmore Corbin's baby girl. With that in mind, Daisy could be in danger of kidnapping once Willow goes even further off the rails. As for Brooklyn Quartermain, her payback plot could lead to serious trouble for Lulu Spencer and her family. However, it's the Britt Westbourne tie-in that fans are no doubt most interested in. It's not a coincidence that Britt's name and past are coming into play now. That's because Kelly Thiebaud is returning for July sweeps, though the show hasn't confirmed whether she'll be reprising her role as Britt or playing a new character. Could the answer be found in Professor Henry Hank Dalton's mysterious lab? The show has played up that lab a lot in recent months, so they have to show us what's inside sooner or later. With Jocelyn Jacks and Jason Morgan separately investigating Dalton, could their efforts collide for Britt's eventual rescue? There's been some buzz about a cloning storyline, so that could play a role in Britt's return explanation. Whether Britt's the real deal or perhaps a clone, it'll be nice to see Kelly Thiebaud back on screen. Sonny Corinthos will also land at the center of some growing drama, so we'll see if his biggest threat is prison or more fatal attempts on his life. As for Michael Corinthos, his custody victory could be in jeopardy. Gen Z Sidwell bought that win for Michael, but it could be overturned if the bribery truth gets exposed. Finally, Cody Bell's seduction of Ava Jerome could take a surprising turn. If Cody actually starts to fall for Ava or tips her off in some way, Christina Corinthos Davis's grand plan could end in disaster. Daniel Goddard chimed in on a social media post of Emma, Gio, and the dog that's made their lives more interesting. In a recent General Hospital episode, Emma momentarily set aside her quest to stop the nefarious Professor Dalton to hang out and play softball with Gio. A cute Poochie came running into the scene and instantly earned Emma's focus and attention. Ultimately, she decided to find the owner, but when she couldn't, she decided to keep it and name it Outback. Dalton's portrayer, Daniel Goddard, had something to say about the lovable canine. The official GH Instagram page posted a photo of Emma and Gio posing with Outback and captioned it, "It's never a bad day at work when there's a dog to act with. Also, Brunner chimed in with the comment, "We love Outback." Goddard also had something to say, writing, "Rumor has it that that beautiful beagle, aka Outback, loves Dalton so much, he wants to be adopted. Perhaps Outback will take Jocelyn's place as his assistant." Maza jumped into the thread with, "Dogs make everything just a little bit better, don't they?" One fan had a great theory about the doggie's origins, which could be a major plot twist with "great storyline. I wonder if the dog escaped from Dalton's lab." Emma needs to keep the pup, They are adorable. The followers overwhelmingly loved the pic, and one remained hopeful, commenting, "Hope they're the new super couple." Another fan had a similar thought about where Outback came from, noting, "That pup is precious. I thought maybe it escaped from the evil Dalton's lab. Go Emma! Get that mean animal tester!" And one fan had some thoughts about the future with, "I love these two as the next couple. I think Gio will make a great new Sonny once he retires. Love the next generation they have casted for the future." Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.